Hey guys, it's Table Play, your trading buddy. So welcome to the latest episode of our TA daily updates. And as usual, in this video, I will be presenting to you two potential counters to trade. Alright, so for today, the two counters are PPHB, a consumer counters, and the second one is INNO, a plantation counter. Okay. Alright, so before we proceed, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, feel free to click the subscribe button below of this video and also click the ring bell so that you won't miss our updates on all those potential counters. Alright, so without further ado, let's proceed into the chart. Okay, so here's the chart of S&P 500. They're the first chart that I'm going to present to you today. Alright, so there's one new features in this TradingView software. Alright, so this is the one. Okay, if you have using TradingView, I think you have notice of this. So click on this. It will show the latest headlines of the related index or the related counter. Alright, so we take a look at the news for today. As you can see over here is something Bitcoin. Okay, we can ignore that. And then Nasdaq, S&P, and Dow futures slip as more jobs data comes in, which is 27 minutes ago, and 42 minutes ago, futures fall sharply after December private employment data. All right. So it seems to be not a good news. But then you're looking at the chart of the S&P 500. I have reviewed in last video. You can find back the video after this one. So as the time for now, as I'm recording this, the market from US is yet to open. So you can see the S&P for now is not trading yet. But then I can show you the chart for the futures right now. Okay, looking at the chart of US 500. Okay, so it's definitely in red right now. Okay, but it's not happening in red for the first day because if you know how to read the chart, you know the simple technical analysis, then you can see that the chart of US 500 or even US 30 is already been in death cross for more than a week. I mean, all right. So you can see from here the MA line has moved into death cross since the day of 19 or 20 of December, which is around half a month ago. So it's not a surprise if we see the index continue to dive further. All right. So from this case study, from this lesson, you can see that the price of the index or the price of a certain counter is not going up or going down just because of certain data release or certain news or certain reports, right? All right, because you can see that the candlestick itself, the chart itself is already reflecting the future movement just prior to that. Yeah, so this is what you can see over here. So I hope you take it as a lesson. All right. So since the index of the US is not not open yet, so I will just review on the futures chart. All right, so I'm going to repeat what I'm saying just now because it's going to be a very important message over here, because you can see that the candlestick itself is below the MA line. Just only looking at this signal, it means that the index itself is under a bearish movement. All right, so it's when we say it's a bearish movement, doesn't mean that it confirm we're going down. Yeah, but when we are doing trading or when we are investing, the entry level is very important, where we need to see that the risk is limited, is under control. But then you can see when we say it's in bearish movement, which means that the possibility for the price to going down is much higher than the price to go up. All right. So for now, if you are trading in futures or derivatives, you can definitely open a short position rather than a long position. All right. So there's nothing much to comment on a US futures or US index. Next, we look at the US oil, which is the price of crude oil. Okay, so you can see, if you see from a bigger picture, as I mentioned in the previous video as well, the price of crude oil is definitely going a long downtrend. All right, and I mentioned it's hardly possible for the price to go above the $100 again. All right, so you can see there's a long downtrend over here, and after hit the MA, it keep going down again. And for now, we don't see a support yet. Yeah. So after we're talking about the US oil, the bearish movement of the crude oil is definitely affecting our KLCI index negatively. All right. So now let's looking into our index. Okay. So firstly, we're looking into our index of KLCI over here. So you can see the chart of KLCI for today. Today the KLCI closed pretty nice actually. It's over here. All right. You can see that it closed at almost the highest, yeah, almost the highest at the level of 1480, almost the highest. But then I believe the bearish movement of the US today and also the price oil will drag the index down for tomorrow. So yeah, but in overall, the formation of our KLCI is still steady, yeah, compared with the US market. Ours is still steady because at least our MA line is still under golden cross, yeah. So pretty much nicer than the chart of US market. All right, and then I would like to cover a little bit on the sector itself. Yeah, so for today the counters that I monitor is the plantation. All right, you can see the plantation sector today is forming a quite bullish formation and candlestick patterns. Yeah, it supported well on the MA line itself and closed higher than yesterday opening, so it's a bullish sign. All right, so of course I would mention the counter called INNO laterwards. Yeah, because think there's plenty of plantation counters that are showing quite a good formations. That's why you can see the plantations index of our market is looking quite nice over here. Yeah, so maybe you can pay some focus on plantation counters for trading. All right, and then looking at the next counter is the consumer index. Consumer index has performed a breakout today. Yeah, over here, this line, it performed a breakout today, quite a strong and bullish index. And this I mentioned in our, in which video? I think in yeah, in my 2022 review and 2023 forecast video, I have mentioned consumer index could be one of the index that is performing one of the best in the first quarter of 2023. All right, so if you haven't watched the video, which is around 30 minutes, but I've been making all the main point into summary, so make sure you watch that after this. Okay, so consumer index, as I mentioned just now, very bullish. So if you're holding some consumer related counters, I believe you will see the momentum. All right. Okay, so I've covered enough on the index and also the sector. Let's move into our counters for today, which I think most of you are waving. All right. Okay, before I go into the first counter for today, let me show you the counter called CYL, which is the counter that I mentioned in previous video. Yeah, so it closed pretty nice today. Yeah, closed almost at the highest of 1 ringgit and 20 cents. But I've mentioned as well in the previous video, the entry at this level could be having a good return, but then it's have a lot of risk as well because it the price for now is approaching very near to the resistance. Yeah, so buy a position in a stock, we need to measure the risk and also the rewards, right? For now you can see the ratio of that is not so convincing. Yeah, because the support is around this level and the resistance is just a small gap. Yeah, so of course it's a very nice chart and the bullish ones. All right. Okay, after the CYL, the next one that I mentioned is Artronic. Yeah, in the previous video. Okay, yeah, it's very strong today. Yeah, quite an unexpected, but as I mentioned, all right, the stock itself is kind of highly controlled and syndicated. It can do a pump and dump just like this. Yeah, this I drawn in previous video. So my advice is not to chase over this kind of stock. If not, you might get yourself stuck at a very high position and you can't even run, right? Because they just pump down without any mercy. Yeah. Okay, so let's proceed into our first counter for today, which is some PPHB. All right. Okay, looking at this PPHB, for me, it's kind of potential counter for you to trade with very limited risk. Okay, so the green line that you can see over here is a resistance, main resistance. All right, so it hits for the first time, the second time, and the third time. So now seems going to be challenged for the fourth time. Whether will it break? We should monitor that. And then I'm going to draw a trend line, something like this. All right. So you can see it is supported very well on the trend line and going up, performing a higher low. All right. So if you want to trading this, you can use the support with the trend line or with the MA line. It's up to you. For me, the formation is nice, higher low, higher high, and seems to have very good potential to break the resistance. Yeah. So just simple as that. All right. So after the PPHB, the next one that I'm going to talk to is INNO price plantations, our plantation counters for today. All right. So it's kind of similar analysis which what I did just now with PPHB. All right. So you can see it's a higher low as well. Okay. But the trend line could not be that nice, but I try to draw. Okay. It's something like this, I guess. Okay. Yeah, so it's a small breakdown over here, but then it's okay because you can see this trend line is considered valid. Okay, because 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point, yeah, is tested. And then over here you might be saying that it break the trend line, whether it be counted as a valid one. For me, yes, because it break for the 1 day and then recover the next day, so for me it's considered okay. Yeah. So what the trend line showing you is that the formation which is higher low, all right, higher low, so it's a higher high as well. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you can see it's supported well on the MA line as well. So yeah, but then compared with the chart of PPHB, INNO price, the chart is considered okay, not that nice, but then I'm trying to presenting one of the best formation in the plantation sector, and INNO is the one. So if you want to trade this counter, maybe you can set the support at somewhere around this level. Okay, I think this level could be good. Okay, somewhere around here. Okay, of course you can use the trend line as a support as well, and the next support could be this line because there's some gap over here and a previous low over here and also some gap over here. Yeah, so you can use this line around 1 ringgit and 54 cent. I think will be good to do as a support. Okay, so for me it's quite a limited little risk that you can bet on, and the upside is pretty much I think quite good. All right, from you can see the if from here, okay, the return until the previous high is around, yeah, it's around until 2 ringgit, so it's pretty nice. I mean around 25%, so it's pretty good. All right. Okay, so I think that's all for today's video. I've covered two counters, which is PPHB and also INNO. All right, so lastly, if you haven't watched my previous video on CYL and also the videos of 2023 forecast, make sure you subscribe my channel and also watch that video so that you won't miss any important updates from us. If you like my content, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Most importantly, subscribe to TA Play, your trading buddy, so that I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.